Well, let me say this. Most every script that I wrote, I was under the influence. I would always smoke marijuana before I started writing any of my scripts. But above and beyond that, most of my scripts I would write at my girlfriend's house. And my girlfriend was a Haitian young lady, and at the house that I would write at, they would practice voodoo there. Her father was into practicing voodoo. He had different things around the house that he, was part of his different voodoo practices, like, cut up $100 bills, and, you couldn't whistle in the house, all these types of crazy things, because these things would conjure up the spirits. And so I was in a demonic environment, bottom line. And this had an amazing effect upon my personal life. I didn't really realize what was going on until one day I looked in the mirror. And when I looked in the mirror, I looked in my eyes. And when I looked in my eyes, I realized that there was something there that was not me, but it was with me. And I smiled, and I realized that whatever it was that was with me was the reason why I was being so successful with writing my scripts, with working on my music, because at that time as well, I was working on my music career. And my manager happened to be the sister of the biggest DJ in New York at that time, period.
Enchantments. All praises to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, Shem Kakadash. Now, you have these rappers dying at an alarming rate because these individuals don't understand what they're doing. Now, I got 1,000 testimonies about what I went through when it came to this rap music, because first of all, like the video was saying, you got to get high. You got to smoke marijuana and drink alcohol, and then all types of songs start flowing through your head, rhythms and beats. You start hearing stuff you ain't never heard before. One time, I just started singing, and I'm like, how do I know how to sing? I never been able to sing in my whole life. You start doing stuff that you normally wasn't able to do, because you operating in a situation you really don't know what you're doing and what's going on. And you have to know pretty much the Most High and his how he operates. Once you know how he moved, then you can see how you is in trouble. Now let me just saying that. Let me get this verse here, because that just brings this verse to mind and makes it stick out even more. It says, this is Proverbs 28:5. Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek the Lord understand all things. See, when you seeking the Most High, you understand some of the stuff that you've been doing, because now you starting to learn him and his ways and what he approve of and what he doesn't approve of. And you understand judgment. See, you understand how he's judging you on what action he gonna judge you on. And so anyhow, like this guy was saying, he was so-called feeling like he was possessed. Well, that goes along with another verse, Proverbs 17:11. It says, an evil man seeketh only rebellion. Therefore a cruel messenger shall be sent against him. See, a cruel messenger gonna be sent against him because he don't know what rebellion is. He don't understand what is rebellion. Let's go ahead and get that. I'm gonna get these verses out the way, and then we're gonna get into why these people dropping dead or getting judged like they being judged. Well, let's define what they doing first. Okay, 1 Samuel 15:23, it say, for rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. See, rebellion is like witchcraft. And what these individuals do is they are like prophets for rebellion. They're like preachers and teachers for rebellion. So you pretty much is pushing witchcraft. You're certified wizards. Because that's all this new age rapping is. This new age rap is all about witchcraft. Because witchcraft is about rebellion, and that's what they do. They talk about rebellion. And so when individuals entertain this mess, this what is how they get entangled with these individuals. What Psalms 1:1 it say, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor sit in the way of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. See, when you sit down and listen to these nincompoops, you getting counseled by an ungodly person, by a rebel, somebody that want to rebel against what God wants you to do. See, and so let's see here. That's what they don't understand, and they once you start living that lifestyle of rebellion, you pretty much is doing witchcraft. He said in the scriptures, he suffered not a witch to live. So you pretty much is a whole wizard, and you're pushing witchcraft. And so Babylon the Great has been promoting this, because this is what the Israelites is. Let me go ahead and get to the point of this video. Isaiah. Let's get Isaiah. We're going to talk about Babylon, America. See, this Babylon the Great and the daughter of Babylon is America, not ancient Babylon. Isaiah 47:1, it say, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. Now these Chaldeans is going back to the so-called Illuminati, these elites that pushes this witchcraft in their kingdom. The witchcraft is what these elites use to maintain their kingdom and to push wickedness. Look at verse 9. This is Isaiah 47:9. It say, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day. Loss of children and widowhood. You see these monsters created by these single mothers, they gonna start getting put to death, because the Lord ain't gonna be playing with Babylon. And these husbands, these older men that got women, they gonna start getting put to death. Say, they shall come upon thee in their perfection for the multitude of your sorceries, and for the great abundance of your enchantments. See? He gonna start putting them to death. And they're talking about Babylon the Great, America. Okay, let's see, I got one more. Verse 12. Or no, let me get verse 11, then 12. It say, therefore shall evil come upon thee, and you shall not know from whence it rises. See, they don't know where in the world is all this coming from. We've been rapping for a while now. See, he said it's gonna come upon them, and they ain't gonna know where it's coming from. Thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know. Verse 12. Stand now with your enchantments, and with your multitude of sorceries, wherein thou hast labored from thy youth. If so be thou shalt, if so be thou shalt be able to profit, if so be thou mayest prevail. See, they was profiting off uh these sorceries and this witchcraft that they was pushing. They said because this enchantment and this witchcraft that they pushing is the number two uh export. It's the number two export, most valuable export coming out of America. This freaking rap music, this enchantment that's coming out of Babylon. This is one of the merchandise that's being sold. One of the top merchandise that's being sold in Babylon the Great. Let's get that real quick. Babylon the Great. Okay. Revelation 18 and 11 is saying the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buys their merchandise anymore. See, this music is one of the top merchandise that's coming out of Babylon. You see, look at verse 23. It says, for thy merchants were great men of the earth. See, that's Illuminati. For by their sorceries were all nations deceived. And man, the 12 tribes is really who's being deceived by these sorceries and these enchantments that these people is pushing on the youth and these men in Babylon the Great. And so this is why the Lord is suddenly bringing destruction on them. They don't know where it's coming from. What's going on? We've been doing these things because he's destroying the enchantments out of Babylon. And Babylon is falling fast because what they doing is total witchcraft, is rebellion, and the Most High sending death angels all through this industry of witchcraft, because they thought that this line of work was gonna get them rich, and they was gonna get them prosperous in Babylon, because they saw certain witches getting rich, but all the witches ain't getting rich. And he'll let them. Let me pull this out of the scriptures at Timothy. See, he let you know what the situation is, especially for an Israelite. See, the blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, descendants of slaves, this riches is not for you. This is not your kingdom to be getting rich. But if you want to go there, guess what? 1 Timothy 6 and 9. But they that will be rich fall into temptation and a snare. A snare is a trap. See, this is a trap for individuals that want to be evil and rebel against the Most High. He got a trap for you. You want to rebel? Okay, I got a trap for you. And into many foolish and hurtful lusts, which drown men in destruction and perdition. See, it says, verse 10, for the love of money is the root of all evil. See, they love money. That's why they get into this witchcraft stuff. It said, which while some covet after, they have erred from the faith and pierced themselves through with many sorrows. See, they erred from the faith. They're rebelling against the faith. They don't want no part of that now. They don't want no part of no faith. What is it? Galatians 3:1. It say, O foolish Galatians, who have bewitched you? See, that ye shall not obey the truth, before whose eyes Yahushua Mashiach have been evidently set forth, crucified among you. And see, this is what's what's happening. These people is being bewitched. They allowed their lust to get rich, and they was being bewitched and set in a trap, and that trap is gonna lead to their sorrows. Like First Timothy say, they're gonna get caught up in all kind of sorrows and find themselves in destruction. That's what's going on. Massive amounts of these people are dying. 200 one year, 250 the next. And they not going, Babylon not going to tell you what's going on. The prophets got to tell you. So the Most High is getting rid of these enchantments that's on our people, slowly but surely. And it's going to increase until all anarchy is going on in the streets. And we going through the great tribulation. But I'm gonna leave it there. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rekakadash. Double honors to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, descendants of slaves scattered around the globe. Our kingdom is at hand. Shalom.